You may remember him from his time on the San Francisco 49ers, including winning a Super Bowl championship back in the 90s. Since then, the retired defensive end has immersed himself in a new career in community service.
Sharon Chin introduces us to this week's Bay Area Jefferson Award winner. Sharon?
That's right, Ellen and Liz. Dennis Brown is known for tackling his opponents. Well, today he is tackling food insecurity.
All right, we still good up here?
Dennis Brown staffs a pop-up pantry for the San Francisco Marin Food Bank that feeds 950 people.
Thank you.
Most have no clue he's a former 49er.
And I'm Dennis, the food bank worker. You know, and it's cool.
At first, retirement wasn't easy after 7 seasons with the Niners.
That was my identity. That's all I knew was Dennis Brown, the football player. And I got outside of myself, and I dealt with some demons.
He credits Alcoholics Anonymous for 4 years of sobriety.
When I kind of got myself together, I went back to my foundation. It was my grandmother and serving. And in AA, we talk about serving. And you dedicate your life to serving.
When the pandemic broke out, he volunteered 6 days a week for the San Francisco Marin Food Bank, plus St. Anthony's, Meals on Wheels, and other nonprofits. The food bank finally hired him to coordinate pop-up pantries that feed 33,000 families a week, half the households the food bank serves. When Dennis was a child, his family was on the receiving end.
In LA, getting from the food pantry was essential. And we were always afraid of running out of food.
But he was raised by his grandmother, who brought him to Skid Row every week to serve the homeless.
We would give fresh water to people who just didn't have fresh water.
Dennis now lives that legacy of service. Pop-up pantry supervisor Louisa Cantwell.
He really reduces the stigma around food insecurity, and he is outreach in action.
Dennis ensures Carlos Torres doesn't leave empty-handed after he's finished his temp job distributing food at the pantry.
It helps me stretch my budget a lot.
Dennis has supported countless nonprofits over the years, including the Envision Shelter Network, Bayview YMCA, and Police Activities Leagues in San Mateo and San Francisco, where he's a current board member.
I have the utmost respect for who this dude is as a person.
Former Niner player and current team executive Keena Turner says he's inspired by Dennis's life story and his contagious joy of giving.
There's been many times when I've said, oh man, yeah, we made this commitment, we got to do it. And then you see him and that energy that he brings, and you're like, hey, I got to keep up with Dennis because Dennis is ready to go.
And I really believe that's what I'm supposed to be doing, a life of service.
So for giving back through years of faithful community service, this week's Jefferson Award in the Bay Area goes to Dennis Brown.
Now, Dennis has won the 49ers Community Alumni Service Award for 8 years in a row, so many times that Keena says, hey, we should just call it the Dennis Brown Award. Liz.
They should. Well deserved. All right, Sharon, thank you. Well, if you know a quiet hero who's doing exemplary community service, nominate that person for a Regional Jefferson Award. Just go to kpix.com/hero and click on the nominations tab for the online form.